Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I'm going to be playing around with a bunch of new stuff from Halsey's makeup line About Face. I got, I'm pretty sure, one of everything from the launch, and I know I've seen, I haven't watched any videos because I didn't want to be biased at all. The only video I've watched was her collab with Manny. And I know she said she has a bunch more stuff coming, a bunch of different colors and stuff, but I wanted to start out with just one of everything, see how I feel about it before I started diving in and getting a bunch of other stuff. But I, myself personally, absolutely love Halsey. She's definitely my favorite makeup. She's definitely my favorite musical artist out there, like, period. So when I saw her coming out with a makeup line, I was incredibly excited. She is definitely one of those musicians, celebrities, whatever, that a makeup line makes sense for because she does makeup. So I'm really excited for that. If you guys are interested in watching me try on a bunch of stuff from About Face, then just keep on watching. Alright, so for the first launch, she launched different highlighters, eye products, lip products, and then some like basic base products. She didn't launch any bronzers, blushes, like foundation or anything like that. So obviously, as you can see, I do have all of that on as well. I have my eyes already primed. I did completely set my eyes down with powder today. I was going to do like one eye unset and one eye set, but I want my eyes to be even. I don't know if the products will like stick differently on a set versus an unset base. So I am planning on doing a haul revisit. I have one coming up at the beginning of March that's not going to include these products. I am going to have another one in probably, I believe, the beginning to mid of April that will include these products. And I'll definitely try everything out a ton more times before then. I like to give myself a bunch of time to get like my full, complete thoughts. So I'll try it in a ton of different ways, see how it works best. But I figured for today, we would start with fully set eyes. So let's take a look at the products first. So everything came in like individual packaging. I unpackaged everything except for two things so that I could show you guys the packaging that it came in, and then everything else is in this makeup bag right here. But let's go ahead and start off with this. Some things came in boxes, some things came in like plastic bags. The interesting thing about this box is the fact that it has like a rip line. So you take and you gotta get it first, but you can grab it and then just rip the box open, which I think is super cool, because some of the boxes were taped shut. This one wasn't. But honestly, my first thought with that was how often I sit like on camera or right before I start filming or just in general with like a box that's taped shut, and if I have fake nails on and I'm like struggling to get it open and stuff like that. So I kind of thought that was interesting. I wonder why it was that they chose to do that because I've never seen that before, but I thought it was interesting. So this is, it's got balls in there. This is the Matte Fix Spray. I think that the packaging of this is super cool. Again, it's just something that's really different. But we will try this out towards the end of the video once, you know, the whole face is on and it's time for setting spray. And then a lot of other stuff, and I'm gonna hopefully not blind you guys with this, but this is how the packaging for other things came in, like this plastic packaging. And that's something that interests me too. They went out of their way to make the boxes so easy to open. There's no like rip spot on the packaging that makes it easy to open. I might have to open this with scissors. And so this is a lip liner. But like I said, we'll get to that. I'll tell you guys the color and everything like that when we get there. So let me open my little bag that I got too. And honestly, let me just take everything out. So obviously, really quick, let's discuss this bag. On the website, it said that it was limited edition. Once it was gone, it was gone. I did go onto the website last night and I saw a makeup bag the same price I can't tell if it's the exact same one, to be completely honest with you. The one that's on the website as of filming looks more purple than this one, but that leads me to believe that possibly they're going to continue making these, and just once it sells out, they release a different iteration of them. But I think it's a cute little bag. I think it's really pretty. Good size, you know, seems like it's a really good quality and everything like that. The first thing that I got is the matte fluid eye paint, and I got the color Cloned. I really just wanted to, honestly just wanted to get base colors. I wanted to start out with neutrals and try out the formula before I started diving into the other colors. There's this like forest green that she launched in the matte fluid eye paint that I want so badly. I just wanted to try the browns first because I knew that I would get the most use out of those. So let me swatch this for you guys. First of all, this packaging is so like cute, and also like it's so soft. Like this soft matte touch is really, really pretty. But this is the color right there, and let me kind of blend it out with my finger. And that's how it blends out. And then I got 2 of the shadow sticks. One of them came free with purchase, so I picked a white one because I figured it's always good to have like just a base white. Would be really good for doing like cut creases and stuff like that. And then, so the white one is called Oxide. And then I got a like kind of coppery gold one, and that one is Inferno. So this one's matte, and then this one has like a pearl finish. And they look like this. I did play around with them just a little bit last night, so they have a flat side to them already. But they feel really smooth and creamy. They don't feel like they're gonna like skip on the eyes or anything like that. But those are the 2 colors right there. So I don't have like a really like strong idea of where I want to go with this, but I only want to use those 3 products. So I'm not going to go in with any powder or anything like that. I just want to go in with these 3 items and create a look out of those. So I'm going to start off by going in with the matte fluid eye paint. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand and work with a brush, and then I'm going to go in with the 2 shadow sticks and zhuzh it up a little bit. So I'm going to take just 1, and then honestly just both sides of it. And then I'm going to go in with this brush and just start building it up on my lids. Ooh. Really quick, just gonna go in with a clean brush and start softening this top edge before anything dries down. Honestly, that was like the fastest, easiest application of anything I've ever done. I'm gonna go in with this tiny little pencil brush and just gonna put some on my lower lash line. Honestly, just holy shit, that was the fastest smoky eye I've ever done in my entire life. Like, and it looks so good too. Like, I want just a little bit more right here. And it builds easily, it blends easily, it just holy shit. And it doesn't dry down so fast that you don't have time to work with it. I still would suggest having like a clean brush on hand that you can go in and swirl and buff out the edges as you're going. But like, holy shit. All right, so I will say that in that time, what is on my hand did dry. So probably only need one side for the other eye, not both. We're learning. So really quick, let me just do my other eye. All right, so let me just repeat that for everyone in the back. Holy shit, that was the fastest smoky eye I've ever done in my entire life. Like, everything, it was perfect. It was absolutely just, everything was perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the shadow stick in Oxide, and I think I'm gonna do a halo eye today. So we'll say that, as you can see, it does start to wipe off just a little bit on the shadow stick. That's not really a big deal. You can always wipe it off when you're done. And this is blending in really easily with my finger. Super easy, super subtle. I'm gonna take the Inferno shade, and I'm just going to put that in the middle. All right, so like I said, so fast, so easy. Like, honestly, I am shocked. Between the two different products, myself personally, I can see myself gravitating more towards the matte fluid eye paint versus the shadow stick. I feel like the shadow sticks, like, they look really pigmented in swatches, but then when I started blending it out on my eyes, it did lose a lot of that luster that I was looking for. I'll be interested to see how they work in conjunction with maybe powdered shadow that I already own, or maybe by themselves in a different way, not over the fluid eye paint the way that I did it. It's interesting, like well, no, it's completely dried down, whereas the shadow sticks have just like the slightest bit of tackiness to them, which would lend themselves to you being able to put like a powdered shadow over top of them. But truth be told, this product in particular, but both of them, and even honestly them together, this feels like the type of product that a beginner could use and figure it out so easily. I feel like powder can be really finicky, whereas with this, I was able to just put it on, just take a brush and just swirl it around, and everything blended out so easily. These products are definitely very, very beginner friendly. So again, just a quick reminder, my eyes were set with a primer and I did powder them down. So I will try them out in the future, try all of this out in the future with an unset like eye. I'll try them out in a bunch of different ways and let you guys know my thoughts in the future. But as of right now, I'm really, really happy, especially with the fluid eye paint. All right, I'm gonna jump off really quick, toss on a little bit of liner on my lash line, and I will be back to do highlight. All right, so next up is highlight, but first I want to talk about this. This is their little blending tool, which has a little thing, like a little pocket to put your fingers in, obviously. But it says on the directions to wet it, so I wanted to wet it really quick, see what it feels like. It's really, really soft, just like this, but I do want to wet it so that way I can use it to apply the liquid highlight, so I'll be right back. So it gets like super soft and like floppy when you wet it, which I kind of wasn't expecting, but we'll try it out. Okay, so for highlight, I got 3 different types. I got all 3 of the ones that she launched. So I got the Light Lock Highlight Fluid, and this is in Fight or Flight. So you take the little cap off, and then it's got a dropper. Let me... Ooh. Just that is what that looks like. Let me blend it out completely. It is very, very, very shiny. It's very like thin feeling, which is interesting. Like really thin feeling. And once you blend it out like completely, it's not, I mean, it's aggressive, but it's not like that aggressive. Let me give this a second to dry down, see what it feels like. Dry down. All right, it's been a couple minutes. It's not like completely drying down. It's still tacky and kind of like emollient. And I have liquid highlighter all over me now. Next up, I got the Light Lock stick, and this is in Greek Tragedy. This is like a light gold. So that is what that looks like. Just a nice gold highlight and then blend it out. It does feel really similarly blended out. It's definitely not as like in your face as the fluid, but blended out, it feels really, really similar. So really quick, I think that the packaging on these are super, super cute. This, like, you get a lot of highlight with this one especially. And then this one, you get like a normal stick amount for this one. It's pretty comparable to the rest of my like stick highlights and things like that. My only complaint with this one would be that you can't see the product. So A, if you have multiple, you don't know immediately which one you're grabbing, and B, you can't tell how much you have left. So that's just my one little teeny tiny complaint. And then the last highlight is the one that I'm actually the most excited about. So this is the Light Lock powder. I think that this packaging is so cool. I love that it like comes to an angle. And honestly, that angle makes it so much easier to open too. It's just, big fan. So I got the shade This Bliss, and this is, ooh, this is what it looks like. So white on the camera, but it is actually like a white with a gold reflect on it, which is really pretty. This is one of my favorite like types of highlights, is those like white gold kind of highlights. I think that they're really, really pretty. It doesn't look like it has like a crazy white undertone to it, which is nice, but it is just a really pretty shade of, let me see if I can catch it correctly on camera, just a really pretty shade of like white gold. So my face is already set with powder, as I've already said. So I'm not gonna go crazy ham with the liquid because I feel like that would be a bad choice. So I'm gonna try it on my nose, but I'm gonna try that last. I'm gonna start out with the stick, and I'm actually going to take, let's go with this little brush right here, and I'm gonna start off by putting this on my inner corner. And then I actually want to take this same brush and I just want to kind of intensify the shine right in here, just because I feel like those shadow sticks didn't really do too much in the way of shine. I just want like a little bit more. Alright, so that one's so super pretty. My personal opinion is it's not really anything to write home about. I think that it's pretty, and I'll definitely play around with it, and I'll let you guys know like how it works on the cheeks, how it works in like a cream routine, how it blends out, everything like that. But it's not like, it's not groundbreaking by any means. But again, I do think it's pretty. The formula seems nice. It looks really good. And then for the powder, I want to layer it over the stick just to see how they layer together, and also just make my inner corners like really pop. Right, so they layer beautifully. And then I'm just going to take my Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to start putting this all over my cheeks. This color it's very similar to the ABH Aurora kit. There was like a white gold in that palette, and I've already filmed it, but it's gonna be up next month, but I did a cheek declutter and I ended up getting rid of that palette. So, and that was my favorite shade from the palette. So I'm actually really happy to have one of these again. It's a very, very pretty highlight. It's very thin. Like, it's not accentuating texture really on my face. You can't see it when I look straight forward, which is nice, and that's something that's kind of hard to come by with these white powders that change to a different color, like a duochrome powder. But it's like, has a really good reflect without being like too much. Which, I mean, obviously you could layer all of these together and it would be a lot. So that one's really pretty. I'm very happy with that. And then last but not least, the one that I'm most nervous about, the Light Lock Fluid. So I'm going to use the little thing. I'm actually going to put it on backwards, and I'm going to use this inside corner because I want to use this side to do what Halsey does, which is actually to take this at the end with the spray and like press it into the skin. So I'm going to go in with this side. Let me just put a little bit on the back of my hand. That might have even been too much. This thing is very soft. Oh dear God, what did I do? When I like pressed it onto, like when I put it down with my finger, it started like almost immediately setting, and it like left little spots. So maybe that little thing is not the best for this, but let me blend it in a little bit with my finger, and then let me see if it's picking up like anything on my nose. Okay, so it definitely like picked up pretty much everything that was on my nose prior to it. You can see, let me focus you guys. You can see like right there where it's starting to get like a little bit separaty and weird. So it's not made to go over powder, which is fine. That's not a big deal by any means, but just something to keep in mind if you are somebody that tends to prefer to powder your face. Now you could use the fluid and then powder pretty much everything around it. That is an option. I think that the shade's really, really pretty. Again, it doesn't strike me as something that's like incredibly innovative. There are a lot of these dropper thin, very metallic liquid highlights out there. But as I said with the stick, I'll play around with it. I'll try it out. I'll see how I feel using it on my cheeks, using it in a cream product setting, you know, all that kind of good stuff. And I will let you guys know how I feel about it in the future. All right, so I'm gonna jump off really quick and I'm going to finish up the rest of my face except for my lips, and I will be right back. All right, so a couple more things to try out. Next up would be the Fix Lip Pencil, and this is a matte shade in the color Clockwork. So that is the color right there, kind of like a warm, kind of camely brown. Oh, that is creamy. Okay. Wow, I love that. It is a very creamy, very soft, very pigmented lip liner. I'm really impressed with that. Next up is the Paint It Lip Color Matte Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Nudist Judas. And that is the color right there. So just like a slightly deeper, like a little bit more yellow toned than the Clockwork pencil. It has just like the slightest mint scent to it, almost like unnoticeable. This applicator is really, really nice for getting like a defined line. You don't even need a lip liner with this. In one dip, completely covered my lips. The color isn't 100% my favorite. It's a little bit too yellow toned for me personally. But that was just, you know, a purchaser error. It's weird because it doesn't look nearly as yellow toned on camera as it does in person. Oh, it dries down quite quickly. All right, so that feels pretty much dried down. Let me do the kiss test. Barely anything came off. Honestly, what it looks like came off was like more so lip pencil than the actual like liquid lipstick isn't coming off at all. Last but not least, I have the Light Lock Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Such Great Heights, which I love that because I love the song Such Great Heights by Postal Service. I think that is so cute. A little bit stronger of a mint scent than the other one. We'll see how these colors pair together, but we'll find out. I guess I should swatch it for you guys, huh? That is what it looks like right there. It's just kind of like a really light peachy, pinky color. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Matte Fix Spray. So it has a little thing in there. So you shake it. And then it's got like a little on-off switch, like a regular spray bottle, which I find to be quite fun. Just let me not spray this as an add an outlet. Okay, there we go. And then, so I'm gonna do what Halsey has done in her videos that I've seen her do, where she sprays it on her face and then pats her face down with this. Not sure if she uses it dry or wet, but mine's already wet, so here we are. It has a smell to it that I don't love, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and it's dissipating completely already, so. All right, so for my final thoughts, let me run through the products really quick. The Matte Fluid Eye Paint, chef's kiss. This is, if you were thinking about getting anything from About Face, this is what I would suggest for you to get. Get whatever color you want. Wait till they release more colors. I don't know. But I think that this is definitely the standout product from the line. I really, really love it. The shadow sticks were kind of so-so. Again, I really need to play around with them in a different setting. See kind of how I feel about them there. They're pretty. They just didn't really wow me, and I feel like on actual application they lost a lot of their pigment and their luster that they had in the swatches. The Light Lock stick, what I could see of it was really pretty. It actually doesn't look like it's creased on my eyes, which is really cool. It looked pretty on my inner corners before I covered it with powder, but it does look pretty on my eyes. It definitely brought that something to my eyes that it needed. The Light Lock powder, another one of those products that I think are really, really pretty. I will say it did lose a bit of its reflect once I sprayed the Matte Fix spray on it. Let me put a little bit more on. But I think that this is really, really pretty. It's not, again, with all of the highlights, really with any highlight nowadays, It's all really been done before, so it's not the most revolutionary thing. But again, this is one of my favorite tones of highlight to wear. So I'm happy to have it in my collection, and I think that the packaging is really pretty, except for the smudges that are getting all over the front of it. But I think this one's really cute. The Light Lock Fluid. I have a very skewed opinion of this already because I put it over powder, which was my own. I should have known better going into it. So it did remove the foundation on my nose. You can see it. So here's where I'm at with this. A couple days ago, I filmed my review for Auric, which is Samantha Ravindall's brand. I will link that up in the eye and down below for you guys if you would like to see it as well. And she had just released a liquid luminizer. The two products, this one and then the Auric Glow Lust, could not be more different. The Glow Lust is a thicker, like almost more of like a poured cream kind of a product. It's not like a pure liquid metallic dropper formula like this is. They're very different. I much prefer the Glow Lust over this. But again, I haven't really given this the same fair shot that I gave Glow Lust because I had a lot more products to put on my face today. It really honestly at this point comes down to preference. If you're somebody that prefers powder like me, then get the powder. If you like sticks, which I do like sticks, then get the sticks. If you're somebody that likes this style of product, then get this. It's just myself personally, I wanted to try everything from the brand, but this was definitely my least favorite product out of everything. Now, I could try this how it's, you know, actually supposed to be used and come to find out that I absolutely adore it. So definitely subscribe, stay in touch. So definitely subscribe, keep an eye out for my updated review in about a month and a half. I'll let you guys know how I feel then, but as it stands right now, definitely not my favorite. The lip pencil, another one of my favorites from this line, if I'm being honest with you. It was so creamy, so easy to apply. It had really, really good pigment. It just felt good going on the lips. This feels like the type of lip pencil that you could just fill in your lips completely and just move on with your day and be happy with it, which is what I love, especially right now. I loved the color, I loved everything about it. So again, another one of those things that if you're thinking about buying something from the brand, this is something that I would recommend picking up. I'm torn, and the biggest reason why I'm torn is just because I don't love the color on my skin tone. I feel like it's making my teeth look more yellow than they are, and it's just not a color that I would gravitate towards. It didn't look quite that yellow on the computer when I purchased them. I'll keep an eye, see what other colors she releases, and I'm gonna try it by itself in the future just to see like longevity, how does it wear off, how long does it last, all that good stuff. I will still try it out for you guys. It's just color-wise was not my favorite. And then the Light Lock Gloss, another one of those things that I didn't get a huge opinion on. I have it on right now, but it's hard to see what it looks like with, you know, a matte liquid lipstick underneath it and everything like that. It smelled good. It feels good. It's not like, it's very thin. It's not sticky or anything like that. It just kind of just feels good on the lips. So I'm excited to play around with this a little bit more and try it out with like just some lip liner, and that's it. The little blend tool, I did actually really like it to like press in my setting spray at the end. I was a little bit hesitant to how that would work considering it was wet and I was, you know, pressing it onto powder, but I actually really like the way that it feels. I'm excited to play around with it a little bit more. I don't know that I would really use this to apply makeup, but I definitely could see myself using it to apply like sprays and stuff like that, because I do that with like glowy sprays as well. I will spray, I have like other sponges that I will spray a glowy setting spray on and then like pat it onto my skin so that I'm not disrupting my makeup, but I'm still getting it on there and getting the effect. So I'm excited to play around with this a little bit more. It's very, very soft, very squishy and floppy. And last but not least, the Matte Fix Spray. The smell kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. I wasn't expecting it. I don't really know why. Honestly, it's not a fragrance, it's just like a makeup smell. So, you know, it's better than having some like overwhelming fragrance on your face. I thought that the spray nozzle was really quite satisfying, and it worked. Like definitely like my T-zone and my forehead are way more matte than they were prior to spraying that on my face. So it works. I'm definitely intrigued to play around with it, see like how that mattifying effect lasts throughout the day. Does it help your makeup stay more transfer proof? Like, can I spray this on my face and then put on a mask and be better off than I was before? Because that would be really, really cool and really promising. Alright, so that is going to wrap up today's video and my review of all of the About Face products. Like I have said probably like 75 times in this video, I am going to be doing an updated review in about a month and a half. So stay tuned for that. I will let you guys know my final thoughts on all of these products. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below and tell me if there's anything from the About Face line that you are interested in picking up. I would love to know. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!